Are you ready to pass your CCNA exam on the first attempt? Or will a simple subnetting error hold you back? In this video, we will cover CCNA practice exam questions and answers, Cisco Certified Network Associate Full Mock Test. Master the CCNA certification with this comprehensive practice exam video. In this video, we dive deep into 30 comprehensive practice questions covering the latest CCNA curriculum, including network fundamentals, IP connectivity, and security operations. Make sure to grab a pen and paper to track your score as we go through these exam-level scenarios. Which layer of the OSI model is responsible for end-to-end communication, segmentation, and flow control? Option A, network layer. Option B, transport layer. Option C, data link layer. Option D, session layer. The correct answer is B. The transport layer, layer 4, is responsible for the transparent transfer of data between end users, providing reliable data transfer services to the upper layers. Its key functions include flow control, segmentation, desegmentation, and error control via TCP, while the network layer handles routing. Best path. The transport layer ensures that the entire message arrives intact and in order. A switch receives a frame with a destination MAC address that is not in its MAC address table. What action does the switch take? Option A, it drops the frame immediately. Option B, it sends a request to the default gateway. Option C, it floods the frame out of all ports except the receiving port. Option D, it stores the frame until the MAC address is learned. The correct answer is C. This process is known as unknown unicast flooding. When a switch receives a unicast frame and the destination MAC address is not present in its content addressable memory (CAM) table, it must flood the frame out of all ports within the same VLAN, excluding the port where the frame originated, to ensure the destination device receives it. Which OSPF state indicates that the router has received a hello packet from its neighbor and the neighbor has included the router's router ID in its own hello packet? Option A, init. Option B, two-way. Option C, EX start. Option D, loading. The correct answer is B. The two-way state is a critical milestone in OSPF adjacency. It signifies that bidirectional communication has been established. In this state, the router sees its own router ID in the neighbor's hello packet. For multi-access networks like Ethernet, this is the stage where the DR, designated router, and BDR, backup designated router, election occurs. Which protocol is used to automatically assign IP addresses, subnet masks, and default gateways to hosts on a network? Option A, DNS. Option B, SNMP. Option C, DHCP. Option D, ARP. The correct answer is C. DHCP. Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Operates on a client-server model. When a client connects to the network, it goes through the DORA process. Discover, offer, request, acknowledge. DHCP significantly reduces the administrative burden of manually configuring IP information on every device and prevents IP address conflicts. What is the primary purpose of a dynamic ARP inspection, DI? Option A, to prevent unauthorized DHCP servers from joining the network. Option B, To mitigate ARP poisoning attacks by verifying ARP packets. Option C. To encrypt all traffic between Layer 2 switches. Option D. To limit the number of MAC addresses on a single port. The correct answer is B. Dynamic ARP inspection. DI is a security feature that validates ARP packets in a network. It intercepts, logs, and discards ARP packets with invalid IP to MAC address bindings. It uses the DHCP snooping binding database to determine which ARP packets are legitimate, effectively preventing man-in-the-middle attacks via ARP spoofing. Which data format is commonly used in APIs and is characterized by its use of curly braces and key-value pairs? Option A, XML. Option B, YAML. Option C, JSON. Option D, HTML. The correct answer is C. JSON. JavaScript Object Notation is the most popular data format for modern RESTful APIs in network automation. It is lightweight, human-readable, and easy for machines to parse, while YAML uses indentation and XML uses tags. Like less than tag greater than. JSON specifically uses curly braces for objects and square brackets for arrays. What is the administrative distance of a static route pointing to a next hop IP address? Option A, 0. Option B, 1. Option C, 90. Option D, 110. The correct answer is B. Administrative distance. AD is the measure of trustworthiness of a routing source. A static route has a default AD of 1. A directly connected interface has an AD of 0, because 1 is lower than the AD of OSPF. 110, or EIGRP. 90. The router will prefer the static route over routes learned via those dynamic protocols. Which address type is used for a one-to-nearest communication style in IPv6? Option A, unicast. Option B, multicast. Option C, anycast. Option D, broadcast. The correct answer is C. In IPv6, an anycast address is assigned to multiple interfaces, usually on different nodes. A packet sent to an anycast address is delivered to the nearest interface as identified by the routing protocol's measure of distance. Note that IPv6 does not use broadcast addresses. It uses multicast instead. Which spanning tree protocol, STP, standard provides the fastest convergence by defining the port roles as root, designated, alternate, and backup? Option A, 802.1d. Option B, 802.1q. Option C, 802.1w. Option D, 802.1s. The correct answer is C. 802.1w is the IEEE standard for Rapid Spanning Tree Protocol, RSTP. It improves upon the original 802.1d STP by significantly reducing convergence time. RSTP achieves this through new port roles and states, and by using a proposal and agreement handshake mechanism rather than waiting for timers to expire. In a floating static route, what is the purpose of setting a higher administrative distance than the primary dynamic routing protocol? Option A, to make the static route the preferred path. Option B, to ensure the static route only enters the routing table if the primary path fails. Option C. To load balance traffic between the static and dynamic routes. Option D. To prevent loops in the network. The correct answer is B. A floating static route acts as a backup by manually setting its AD higher, e.g., setting a static route to AD 120 when OSPF is 110. The router will only use the static route if the OSPF learned route disappears from the routing table. This ensures path redundancy without interfering with the dynamic routing logic during normal operation. Which type of VPN uses SSL TLS to provide secure remote access via a standard web browser? Option A. Site-to-site VPN. Option B. IPsec VPN. Option C. Clientless SSL VPN. Option D. GRE over IPsec. The correct answer is C. Clientless SSL VPNs allow users to access corporate resources securely using only a web browser, without needing to install specific VPN client software, like Cisco AnyConnect, on the host machine. It uses the SSL TLS protocol to encrypt the traffic between the browser and the VPN gateway. What is the binary representation of the decimal number 224? Option A, 11,100,000. Option B, 11 million. Option C, 11,110,000. Option D, 10,101,010. The correct answer is A. To convert 224 to binary, the bit values are 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. Since 128 plus 64 plus 32 equals 224, the first 3 bits are set to 1, and the remaining 5 bits are 0. Thus, 224 in binary is 111000. This is commonly seen in subnet masks, like 3, or Class D multicast ranges. Which command is used to assign a specific VLAN to an access port on a Cisco switch? Option A. Switch port trunk allowed VLAN 10. Option B. Switch port mode access VLAN 10. Option C. Switch port access VLAN 10. Option D. VLAN 10 name marketing. The correct answer is C. The correct command syntax within interface configuration mode is switch port access VLAN. VLAN id. Single quote. Before this, you should typically ensure the port is in access mode using switch port mode access. Option D creates the VLAN but does not assign it to an interface. Which of the following is a characteristic of a RESTful API? Option A. It requires a permanent connection between client and server. Option B. It is stateless, meaning each request contains all necessary information. Option C. It only supports XML for data exchange. Option D. It is used primarily for Layer 2 discovery. The correct answer is B. Statelessness is a core principle of REST. Representational state transfer. It means that the server does not store any client context between requests. Each individual request from a client to a server must contain all the information necessary to understand and process the request. When a router receives a packet, what does it use to determine the best path to the destination network? Option A. Destination MAC address. Option B. The longest prefix match in the routing table. Option C. The shortest prefix match in the routing table. Option D. Source IP address. The correct answer is B. A router performs a longest prefix match (LPM) algorithm. If multiple entries in the routing table match the destination IP address, the router selects the entry with the longest, most specific subnet mask prefix. For example, 192.168.1.0/24 is preferred over 192.168.0.0/16 if both match. Which security threat involves an attacker positioning themselves between two communicating devices to intercept or alter data? Option A, DDoS. Option B, phishing. Option C, man in the middle, Mighty M. Option D, brute force. The correct answer is C. In a man-in-the-middle attack, the attacker secretly relays and possibly alters the communication between two parties who believe they are directly communicating with each other. This can be achieved through ARP poisoning, DNS spoofing, or rogue Wi-Fi hotspots. What is the purpose of the native VLAN in an 802.1q trunk link? Option A. To provide a management IP for the switch. Option B. To carry untagged traffic across the trunk. Option C. To prevent loops using spanning tree. Option D. To encrypt traffic between switches. The correct answer is B. By default, 802.1q tags all frames sent across a trunk link to identify which VLAN they belong to. However, the native VLAN is a special VLAN where frames are sent without an 802.1q tag. Both ends of a trunk must have the same native VLAN configured to avoid traffic leakage and security issues. Which technology allows multiple private IP addresses to be mapped to a single public IP address? For Internet access? Option A. Static NAT. Option B. Dynamic NAT. Option C. PAT. Port Address Translation. Option D. SNMP. The correct answer is C. PAT, also known as NAT overload, is a form of dynamic NAT that maps multiple private IP addresses to a single public IP address by using unique source port numbers. This is the most common form of NAT used in home and small business routers to conserve public IPv4 addresses. Which type of cable is typically used to connect a PC's COM port to a Cisco router's console port? Option A. Crossover cable. Option B. Straight-through cable. Option C. Rollover cable. Option D. Fiber optic cable. The correct answer is C. A rollover cable, or console cable, is used to connect a terminal or PC to the console port of a networking device. In a rollover cable, the pinouts are completely reversed. Pin 1 to pin 8, pin 2 to pin 7, etc., which is why it is distinct from standard Ethernet cabling. What is the default hello timer for OSPF on an Ethernet point-to-point link? Option A, 5 seconds. Option B, 10 seconds. Option C, 30 seconds. Option D, 60 seconds. The correct answer is B. On broadcast, Ethernet, and point-to-point networks, OSPF routers send hello packets every 10 seconds by default. The dead timer is usually 4 times the hello timer. 40 seconds. These timers must match between two neighbors for an adjacency to form. In a software-defined network, SDN, architecture, which plane is responsible for making decisions about where traffic is sent? Option A, data plane. Option B, control plane. Option C, management plane. Option D, application plane. The correct answer is B. The control plane is the brain of the network. It determines the path traffic should take, routing tables, ARP tables, etc. In SDN, the control plane is often centralized in a controller, while the data plane, forwarding plane, remains on the individual switches to move packets based on those decisions. What is the function of the priority value in a root bridge election in STP? Option A. The switch with the highest priority becomes the root bridge. Option B. The switch with the lowest priority becomes the root bridge. Option C. The priority is used to determine the speed of the ports. Option D. The priority determines the VLAN ID. The correct answer is B. In spanning tree protocol, the root bridge is elected based on the bridge ID, bid. The bid consists of a priority value and the MAC address. The switch with the lowest bid wins. Since the priority comes first, the switch with the lowest priority value, default is 32,768, becomes the root bridge. Which of the following is a symmetric encryption algorithm? Option A, RSA. Option B, Diffie-Hellman. Option C, AES. Option D, ECC. The correct answer is C. AES, Advanced Encryption Standard, is a symmetric key algorithm, meaning the same key is used for both encryption and decryption. RSA, Diffie-Hellman, and ECC are asymmetric, public key algorithms that use pairs of keys, public and private. What protocol does the ping command use to test connectivity? Option A, TCP. Option B, UDP. Option C, ICMP. Option D, HTTP. The correct answer is C. The ping utility uses ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol, echo request and echo reply messages to determine if a host is reachable and to measure round trip time. ICMP operates at the network layer, layer 3, of the OSI model. What is the CIDR notation for a subnet mask of 255.255.255.224? Option A, 24. Option B, 26. Option C, 27. Option D, 28. The correct answer is C. CIDR notation represents the number of 1 bits in a subnet mask. 255.255.255.0 is 24. The last octet 224 in binary is 111000. Adding those 3, 1 bits to the 24 bits gives a total of 27. Therefore, 255.255.255.224 is 27. Which command would you use to verify the OSPF neighbor relationships on a Cisco router? Option A, show IP root OSPF. Option B, show IP OSPF database. Option C, Show IP OSPF neighbor. Option D. Show IP OSPF interface. The correct answer is C. The Show IP OSPF neighbor command is the primary tool for troubleshooting OSPF adjacencies. It shows the neighbor ID, priority, state, like full DR, dead time, and the local interface connected to that neighbor. Which field in an Ethernet frame is used to detect if errors occurred during transmission? Option A. Preamble. Option B. Type length. Option C. FCS. Frame check sequence. Option D. Source address. The correct answer is C. The frame check sequence, FCS, contains a cyclic redundancy check, CRC, value. The receiving station calculates its own CRC for the frame and compares it to the FCS. If they do not match, the frame is considered corrupted and is dropped. What is the role of a northbound API in an SDN controller? Option A. To communicate with the physical switches. Option B. To communicate with applications and management tools. Option C. To synchronize data between two controllers. Option D. To perform deep packet inspection. The correct answer is B. In SDN, northbound APIs provide a way for applications, like a GUI or a script, to tell the controller what the network should do. Southbound APIs, like OpenFlow or NETCONF, are used by the controller to communicate with the actual networking hardware. Switches, routers. Which port security violation mode drops offending traffic and sends a syslog message, SNMP trap, but does not shut down the port? Option A, protect. Option B, restrict. Option C, shut down. Option D, disable. The correct answer is B. Cisco port security has 3 modes. 1. Protect. Drops traffic silently. 2. Restrict. Drops traffic. Logs violation. Increments counter. And 3. Shutdown. Disables the port entirely. Restrict is the middle ground that alerts administrators without killing the link. Which first hop redundancy protocol, FHRP, is a Cisco proprietary protocol that allows for gateway redundancy? Option A, VRRP. Option B, HSRP. Option C, GLBP. Option D, both B and C. The correct answer is D. HSRP, Hot Standby Router Protocol, and GLBP, Gateway Load Balancing Protocol, are both Cisco proprietary. VRRP, Virtual Router Redundancy Protocol, is an open standard, while HSRP provides active, standby redundancy. GLBP allows for actual load balancing across multiple gateways. That wraps up our 30 CCNA practice questions. How did you do? If you got more than 25 correct, you're in great shape for the exam. If you found this helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more IT certification prep. Don't forget to check the link in the description for our full CCNA practice exam course. For a full-length, timed practice exam experience, check out the comprehensive CCNA course link in the description below.